we are in conversation with Mr. Srithar. Welcome to India.
Hi, Sonia.
So, what are the key attractions for kids in Singapore?
So families with children have many interesting experiences in Singapore. So some of the more popular ones are, so under the wildlife reserves of Singapore, you've got the Singapore Zoo, River Safari, Night Safari in Jurong Bird Park. You've got Gardens by the Bay, where there are two domes, the Flower Dome and the Cloud Forest Dome. And of course on Sentosa, you've got many attractions like Universal Studios Singapore. So these are all some of the very popular ones among the kids. And families enjoy the times in coming in this kind of attractions in Singapore.
Okay. Any promotional plans for kids?
I think from time to time, whether it's the attractions themselves or sometimes there are joint promotions with airline partners or the destination management companies. So from time to time there are promotions, and I think increasingly in India, cruise as a holiday option is becoming very popular.
Yes.
So we have got a very good cruise hub in Singapore. So families with children find whether it's Costa Cruises or Genting Dream, Princess, Royal Caribbean, and there are other seasonal ships that comes in. So all of them have an all-in-one price for cruising, and some of these cruise lines also give promotions for the kids, right? So when a kid is under 12 or 13 years old, there are some promotions that goes on that kids can travel for free.
Okay.
So those kind of promotions happen from time to time. Yes.
Okay. So would you like to share some most popular experiences?
So Gardens by the Bay, for example, has been increasingly very popular.
Okay.
There's a flower dome and a cloud forest. I think there's one underlying theme, which is A, they like the holiday part of it,
right,
and B, there's also an enrichment part or the educational part of it, right?
Yes.
So Gardens by the Bay, when you go into a cloud forest or flower dome, there's a lot of content about where is this flora and fauna coming from, how do we conserve and how do we make environment friendly decisions in our lives. So that is very enriching for families and kids. For example, the other example I can give is River Safari under the wildlife reserves. I mean, everything is zoo, bird park, River Safari and Night Safari. They also have in the various exhibits information about the animals and their environment, or the rivers. For example, River Safari, we've got about 7 rivers sort of spoken about in the attraction, and you've got snippets of information about those rivers. So I think that makes holiday and learning come to hand in hand for the children.
I believe you have nice museums as well.
Yes, we've got some museums like the National Gallery Singapore, Singapore Art Museum. Recently, Resourceful Sentosa has opened up the Maritime Experiential Museum. So these museums can also be quite enriching for kids, and also even for the adults. Kids doesn't have to be just kids, but even the young adults. But the point is, a lot of interesting museums are now available in Singapore, and children will find them fascinating.
And what's been your childhood memory? Your favorite personal?
Wow, my childhood memory. I think Sentosa, right? I think Sentosa is a familiar favorite for many families. So I remember going into Sentosa for whether it's a musical fountain back then. Right now it's Wings of Time, right?
Yes.
So at that time it was a musical fountain. I enjoyed my Sentosa days. I mean, walking around the forest. So till today, Sentosa is a very popular destination. Many new things have come up, and Sentosa would probably be a very nice childhood memory for many kids from India as well.
All right, you're coming up with a light and sound show as well.
So there are in Sentosa, you've got the Wings of Time. So that's a light and water show. But the other one that's coming up middle of the year in Singapore Zoo. We've got a new attraction called Illumina. So that is going to be will allow families and kids to see the zoo after dark. Not the animals, but it is the lights and how the forest vegetation will be lighted up, and also I think that will be a very interesting experience for kids and families.
Your final word for our young viewers?
Singapore is fascinating for kids.
Absolutely.
I think that's something
and
that...
for adults as well.
Sorry?
For adults as well.
For adults as well, but I think the important thing is Singapore is fabulous for kids and the adults with kids' hearts.
Yes.
Right? So if you are young at heart, you will also find it fascinating. So the important point is Singapore remains very family friendly.
Sure.
Singapore remains very kids friendly, whether it's food, keeping them engaged in educational and enrichment activities,
Sure.
having the ability to pack in many things within a 5-6 days itinerary.
Right.
I mean, you can do things in the Mandai area, which is the
Okay.
river safari,
Okay.
zoo, and night safari.
Yes.
You can then do shopping in, say, Orchard with
Right.
your kids, and you can go into Sentosa, and you can all sort of pan it out within a
Right.
5-6 days itinerary. So I think Singapore is a fascinating place for families with kids.
So they can start saving their pocket money and head to Singapore.
Yes, most welcome, and we invite them to come to Singapore and enjoy Singapore.
Sure. All right. Thank you. Lovely
Thank you.
chatting with you.
Thank you,
so
Sonia.
much.